Hey guys, it's the Inspirational Power Hour with your host Chandra Wise. And listen, I got fam with me today. All right.
Mm,
This is I still look at him as the little brother, but listen,
right.
grown man,
Yeah.
listen, with new music, and we are so incredibly excited. And I have to say this, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but one of my favorite, especially one of my favorite male voices ever. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, for real. Y'all, the Darrel Walls. What's up, fam? How
Oh,
are you?
I'm all right. And that made me a little smile, a little thank you for making my little day. Thank you.
Listen, you know you are a singer's singer. You are
Oh,
loved, beloved by so many people. Y'all been singing, been bringing us great music forever, great vocals forever. We got to start at the beginning, right? So we know
mm-hmm.
you, of course, from the just iconic Walls group. Singing
Yeah.
Family, you guys got your start at a very, very young age, come up through the ranks. But right now, Darrell is stepping out and he's bringing us some great solo music, right?
I'm trying
So,
to do something nice.
first of all, welcome, sir.
I am honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, has this been a journey for you getting to this place?
You know what? Yes, because for a long time I felt like it was wrong of me to
Wow.
pursue solo endeavors, and not because like how everybody do, like it's my turn. It's just like,
Hmm.
and for me it was like, no, I like it. With these guys, we're okay, we're doing really, we can all sing together, you know what I'm saying, we
Hmm.
cool, we fight a little bit because we siblings,
Hmm.
but it's good over here. But when the Lord says, hey, I got stuff for you to do, you be like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. And when he starts to show and reveal, like, no, it's more than just this. You are this, you have these things that, and in order to get here, you're gonna have to take these paths. So it pushed me to really kind of pursue who I am in this season. Saying yes again, it ultimately reveals another piece of who you are. So I'm grateful to be here on this little journey here of doing whatever the Lord says.
So did you resist it for a while?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
years, for a long time. Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because I started the process in 2023, where I was like,
Okay.
I think it's time for me to go ahead and do my thing, and I did the live recording, and then I was just kind of taking a break, and I was just like, well, maybe I moved too fast, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then PJ hit me and was like, I think it's time for you to move and do some stuff, man. And I was just like, get out of my business. All right.
Ah,
He was like,
yeah.
and I want to help, so let's do something. So
Mm,
that's how this came about, and it's been a beautiful journey since, man. So I'm
yeah.
excited.
I've always found that sometimes it takes that outside nudge,
Hmm.
in confirmation from somewhere, somebody else, especially somebody whose heart and voice you trust, uh,
Yeah,
to just help. Like, okay, it's time to go ahead and do this.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
been good. He's a good person to
yeah,
listen to, because he's overcome himself a lot of different things to
yeah,
really say, you know what, I'm gonna do what it is I know that I'm supposed to do. So, it was a good push. It was a
yeah,
big push, but it was a good
yeah.
push, and it also reignited some passion and some and love for music again, because it kind of you lose it when you be like, nah, I don't want to do this no more. But he
Mm,
reignited the love for the actual art for me, which
hmm.
this has made the process be like, okay, I'll do it for real, I'll do it because I like it here.
Really,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really. So you had kind of gotten to a place where it's like, okay, I'm good. Maybe had it gotten a little, I don't know, mundane for you, or
Very
disconnected,
routine.
maybe. Yeah.
Very routine. The love for the musical art of it
Hmm.
all, I kind of gave up on it and started to just kind of focus more so on the fact that I know I'm called. So when
Hmm.
you do that, you get to this place of, I'm just serving, I'm doing what the Lord is telling me to do, and He's
Hmm.
telling me to go, so I'm gonna go. But
Hmm.
the passion and the beauty of the message that is literally sitting inside of you, with the gift that God has given you, it
Hmm.
still has things.
Yeah.
And I got over it because I started to associate the industry with it all. So it
Mm.
became very much all the same when it's not. And
Yes.
I had to do some work again to kind of disassociate the two and say, all right, no, this is this and this is that.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay. Of course and for me, you relearn lessons over and over again. So at one point I had it, and then life happened again, and you like, you know what? y'all can have this, all of
Mm-hmm.
this. Me
Mm-hmm.
and Jesus alone, I'm okay with. But then you start to realize that there is so much more. And it's not the end, and that's just not it. There's so much that you have to give. So strap up your boots again,
Mm-hmm.
get out your feelings and
Mm-hmm.
go do the work that you're supposed to do. That's it. So here
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, and then doing it too on your own without that safety of your family standing right
Ooh,
beside you. I'm sure that's another whole element. Now we've seen you on the stage by yourself. First of all,
yeah.
leading worship and all of that. We've seen you
Mhm.
got the goods. That's not the question.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Or just finding out who you are alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is It's a beautiful and scary journey for sure.
Mm,
That's with anything, like with me leaving, doing things on my own. But when you leave your city for the first time, or you leave the family and be like, I'm about to go move out, whatever your
mm-hmm.
thing is, where you have to go be alone,
Mm-hmm.
right? And figuring out who are you now. That's
Wow.
scary. Period. That's like,
Yeah.
what do you like now? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you actually like the stuff that y'all was doing, or do
Mm-hmm.
you like what you like? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or were you just saying I like it because everybody else like it, or
Mm.
does your soul actually desire that?
Mm-hmm.
So figuring all of that out, I think for anybody can be scary, but also beautiful. For me, it's been very beautiful figuring out: do I want to scream or do I want to sing? And I've
Mm.
been having a good time just singing because
Mm.
for a long time, you give it all you got, but
Mm-hmm.
over here I get a chance to just kind of create this space where I get to tell a story,
Mm-hmm.
and let the Lord speak rather than me having to force the message. Now I could
Yeah.
just say, listen to these words and let
Yeah.
that speak to you, and
Yeah.
that's all I got. That's
And
not
yeah.
that's fun.
Wow, wow. So let's get into this music because I'm sure a big part of that is also Darrell figuring out what you have to say,
For
like
sure.
creatively,
Yeah.
and so let's get into this music. You dropped a beautiful single with PJ
Yeah,
producing.
good time.
Yeah, amazing, right? So is that written by you?
Both of us, we both
Both of
wrote it.
us. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It
So
was a good
tell me
time.
what was the inspiration or how did you guys creatively approach that?
So BJ, we did this record in a week. Okay, that's number one, which I like because I like to work. I work fast. We was just like, let's get in
Okay.
there, let's do it. So we got there, and it wasn't even a full week. It was like 3 days because
Wow.
I got there like on a Tuesday and left on a Friday. So um, we got there, and I walked in, and he was playing this track, and I was just like, I'm a melody guy. I like this. And he was like, I don't got no words to it, but this is just what I got. He's like, and I felt like this might be for you. And I was like, no, no, no. This for me. This is for me, buddy. I need that. And he was like, all right, well, let's start here. So we started there. And we started with another song, but we came back to the because I was like, I want to do that. So we sat there and we wrote that thing out together. And I came up with that first verse, and I was just like, oh, this it. And then he was like, I want a list. I want a list that he's your man. So I was like, this is my song. I don't know who. I don't know if you thought this was about to be somebody else, but this is me, and it became what it is. And for the longest, it don't matter what song we had written or we had created, we would end every session with listening to it because it was so. That's like now it's number two favorite on the record, but it was number one for the
Wow.
longest. For the
Wow.
longest, it's number one. But it's that's a joint
Yeah, it is. It's such a vibe, and it's just so beautifully done. Your
and
vocals and
simple.
it's very simple. Let me tell you, PJ has this so unique way of kind of creating like this idiomatic this phrase, this little idiom that is
Hmm.
is such a vibe, and you can just kind of
Hmm.
it just takes you on this little journey, and you can kind of do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it. I'm
Yeah.
like, you and I. This is Brandy and Dark Child. I'll take it. I'll take it any day. I don't care what. This is Quincy and
Yeah.
Mike.
Come
I'll take
on.
it.
Come through. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So full album is dropping on August the 8th. Guys, make sure you check. Be on the lookout for that. And the title of it is Heart of Mine, right? So
Mhm.
let's get into the full album. What can we expect beyond amazing?
You're gonna get a chance to see me in introspective mode, right?
Mm.
Because we've been in this industry now for 17 years, so that means you got a
Wow.
chance to see all. It don't feel like it, right? 17 years is a long time. So I've been through ups and downs and
Yeah.
all these different things in my life, where I started out, I was 18, right? When we started. And now I'm 34, about to be 35.
First of all, Darrel,
Right.
no,
Come
no
on.
way.
Let it catch up. Come on. We here. Here we are. So
Really?
I'm about to be 35, right? So there's a lot of life that has happened, a lot of things that I've experienced, and a lot of lessons that I've learned. And I wanted to convey the message that living for Christ and living this life is not easy, but it is definitely doable. So I
Hmm.
didn't want to do the thing that we as church people do a lot of times, which is over spiritualize everything. But I wanted to allow us the space to have thoughts and feelings, but the resolve still remains the same always. Yes, I have things going on. Yes, I've done things. Yes, I've seen things. But at the end of the day, you are still able. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, you did this. You gave your life for me to live a life that is fully. I wanted to get back to the resolve while also allowing us to understand that we are in a space. You know what I'm saying? Where you got move, which is talking about the fact that he has given us a mandate and a word, and we can have the things that we want. But in order for us to see it, there's work on our part that we have to do. Because I'm a very practical guy. The Bible is
Hmm.
full of practical principles. Yes, we are spiritual beings, but we have practical principles that we have to practice. So I wanted to make sure and ensure that these songs conveyed those messages. You know what I'm saying? Even Heart of Mine, which is the title track, which talks about the fact that I put myself in this position. You told me
As we
not to.
do so many times.
You told me not to. I did it anyway. And now my heart is broken. Or now
Mm,
something's going on. Do you mind fixing this heart again? I know you did it
mm,
before. But can I give it back to you to try it one more this time? I'm hoping this is the last time you will have to do this. But
mm.
can you do you mind fixing this heart of mine one more time? I know it's crazy because I keep doing it, but if you would, and the I'm having a good time listening to this every day. Nobody else gets to hear it but me and PJ. But we're having a great time, and I cannot wait for the people to
Yeah,
breathe,
yeah,
to be able to breathe. Hearing music that doesn't make you feel pressured, but makes you feel like you feel understood and you can breathe. So
yeah, yeah.
that's what we wanted.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's talk about this. You have an EP release party that's happening also,
A few of
8/14. Yeah, just
yeah.
in just a little bit. And this is happening in Nashville. Of course, this is Stellar Week, right? So a
Yes.
lot that's going to be going on. But
Hmm.
so is this open to the public or is this like okay.
Yes. The 14th is open to the public in
Hmm.
Nashville. I have one in Houston open to the public and one in LA open to the public.
Okay.
Atlanta is not. Everything else
Okay.
is.
Okay,
Well,
gotcha.
Atlanta, you have opportunity to be a part privately. And I think there's a way to do that. But yes, everything else is open to the public. Y'all can come and enjoy and have fun. And we're gonna talk. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sing a little bit,
Come
and we're gonna
on.
talk some more
Yeah.
because I'm in my talking season. But we're gonna sing. We're gonna sing too. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a good
Yeah.
time.
Darrell, I want to talk just a little bit about your signature sound. Um,
Oh, okay,
yes, you got one, right?
okay.
Okay. First of all, I think like most iconic families,
Mm,
when you think about the Jacksons, when you think
yeah,
about, even like Beyonce and you think about Brandy, so many of those singers get their influence from their parents. And
right.
honey, I know you got a singing mama.
I
Now,
do.
does your dad sing? I've
He
never heard.
does.
Okay.
He does. They both play and sing. That's where we got it from. That's the truth.
Yes, yes. And so but all of you guys have this unique sound, but I said this before I think before we started that you're one of my favorite voices, one of my
Hmm.
favorite male vocalists, period. I love hearing you lead worship. You come from
Mm,
such an authentic place, like your heart, and just when you sing, period,
yeah.
your heart just really is right there.
Thank
And
you.
that is such a blessing. It's such a unique experience. And
Hmm.
then you marry that with insane vocals, and it elevates the
Uh-huh.
experience, right?
Mhm. Mm.
But did you guys like what did you craft your unique sound or is it just something that was just in you?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it came with an understanding. My mom did not spare any feelings when we were younger. So we saw what she taught us, we saw it because she lived it, right? So my mom was very serious about making sure that you practice, making sure that you sound like you develop your sound, as in your voice. You figure out what yours is, but you just be the best at it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about being better than anyone, but being the best you can be,
Mm-hmm.
right? So figure out what your voice can do and let's work that out. But also understanding that there's a submission that comes with the art of practice. So yes, you're practicing skills, but you're also practicing worship. My
Mm-hmm.
mama did not play when it came to when you get on that stage. It is more than just a song. It is not just a song, but there's a message, or there's that we are here to shift this room. Regardless, every time you grab a mic, I don't care if it's a mic toss or if it is your set. Your job is to shift this room,
Mm-hmm.
period, and sound good doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we were raised. So we didn't get a chance to have one or. We had to be both. And of course, it took time to develop and all of the things. But the reality is that when you feel someone's heart on the stage, that's tall tale sign of what's going on at the crib. If you, and I know this is the things that people don't like to talk about, but this is the truth. You can tell when somebody is at the house spending time and not just spending time on stage. Right. I remember
100%.
the day the Lord, what took all the stuff out for me, when I was in prayer one day, the Lord said to me, that is not your stage. That
Mm-hmm.
is an altar.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make sure that every time you create this altar, that your smoke doesn't scatter.
Mm-hmm.
And that took a lot of the I'm gonna stay out of it. It took all of that because it's now I understand that when I offer this up, there's a possibility that you won't receive it. And I never want the Lord to be like, keep that. I don't want anything you have to offer, buddy. Never. And so that's where a lot of my passion, a lot of the seriousness comes from and all the stuff. And then the skill comes from the fact that we just didn't have a choice. we didn't have a choice. We had
Yeah.
to, even when you feel like you doing amazing, like when you feel like, oh, this was a good night, and get off the stage, and my mama be like, terrible. That was
Listen.
terrible. That was horrible. You sounded a mess. You was flat. You was this and the other. And also it was a little bit of you in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what we
Mm.
got
Mm.
for years. This is what we got. So you carry that with you. And that's what you get. I think that's what it is. It's just
Listen.
that.
I think we in some aspects we exist in like this participation trophy culture. That's what I call it. And I think a little,
Don't get me started. We'll be here all day.
you
Let
know,
me.
but there is something that comes from that honesty, the
Yes,
honest feedback that you just cannot. And here's the thing: I know y'all were able to receive it because your mama was bringing it from a place of love,
for sure. For
you know,
sure. We didn't have a
and
choice, but for sure.
right, right, right,
We had to take it, but
yeah,
also yes. And that's
yeah,
why like today it's weird for me when I just watch people do and nobody it's like no one said don't do that. No one has encouraged you to say, "Hey, actually mm-mm." And even with my close friends and my peers um, in the industry, when I send them something or let them hear something, I'm like, hey, tell me. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? And that's how I base my friendships as well.
mm-hmm,
Like if you can't say to me what it is, then I don't want you here because
yeah,
that's what I know. Don't make me try to make me feel comfortable. Make me feel uncomfortable. I need to
yes,
know that this is, and there's also a little bit of perfectionism in there. But we working through that in therapy.
amen,
But
amen.
but I miss the days when people were not easily offended when someone
Come
said,
on, Darrell.
I want you to be better. It might not feel good to hear, but the truth is, it's not good. And in order
Mm,
for you to be good, somebody's got to let you know. Let's go practice.
yeah,
Let's do that again. Let's do that one more time. Actually, 3 times is not enough. Let's do 10
yeah,
and be okay with that. That's how I was raised as a
yeah,
musician, as a singer, as anything. Even in sports, you repetition is key. They're not going
yeah,
to just let you be. No, you got to make sure until they see the standard being reached. Huh? Then okay. Go ahead, try it again.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
we don't have that these days because everybody's so
Listen,
sensitive and stuff.
listen. I started playing piano at like in third grade, 8 or 9 or whatever, and I competed all through high school, all through college, all this kind of stuff,
Mm.
classical music. And I remember one of my teachers telling me, "You don't practice till you get it right. You practice till you can't get it wrong." And when you approach it, because here's the thing, I don't believe excellence conflicts with the anointing. That's
Uh-uh.
one thing.
That's actually required.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes,
okay. But okay.
yes.
But okay.
But we okay, we ain't gonna stay here too long. But for a long time we've had this thing in church. Oh, the Lord knows your heart and make a joyful noise and all of that. But also, but also,
You
everything
don't
that
give
we
him
do, we ought to do it to the glory of God.
in excellence. And you don't just give him anything.
And he equips those he called. That part. Okay. All right. So
That's my type of talk, baby. This I live here. This is what I say.
I
You know, I
mean.
did a worship intensive, and when I talk to those people when they come into the class and those students and we talk, the first thing week 2 is about consecration and cultivation, and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times people do not like to cultivate. You've got to cultivate these gifts. You
Mm-hmm.
have to. There's no way that you just get up there and do whatever you want to do and think that it's just going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. That's not fair. That is not
Mm-hmm.
fair for you to give people half of yourself just because
Mm-hmm.
you don't feel like it. That's
Mm-hmm.
not fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not fair. And I don't think that the Lord is appreciative when we
Mm-hmm.
both know that we have more to give ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and to God, and we
Mm-hmm.
just give him anything.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely not.
Especially
That's
when
not
it
fair.
comes to the altar and when it comes to that platform and when it comes to
Oh,
leading people. That thing. We're not talking about your own private worship between you and the Lord. We're
yes.
we're talking about that calling.
Presentation.
Yes, yes. So anyway, yes, one of my favorite people. And being from Houston doesn't hurt because let me tell you, y'all got some
Oh,
singers that come up from there.
we don't have
Uh,
no choice either.
yeah.
Everybody, you get anybody, like everybody gonna be like, "Come on, you coming? I
Yeah.
got to. I don't have a choice. We have to come. We have to
Yeah. I
go."
mean, what's in the water? What's in the
I
water
don't
in
know.
Houston?
I don't know. We trying to clean it out now because the people getting sleepy. So we trying to get them up. Come on,
Oh,
come on, come on.
but I am so incredibly proud of you. I don't know if you can tell or not, but
I'm
I,
honored.
I feel like this has been coming for a long time and it's
Mm.
needed and it's necessary. I want you to know there are some people that have been waiting on you, maybe without even knowing. There's
Mm.
some people that's going to be inspired and definitely blessed by your ministry. And I
Come on,
want you
man.
to also know that there are some people that they're genuine people that genuinely want to see you win as well.
Thank you.
And so we are rooting for you, Darrell. Cannot wait to see everything that God has for you. Guys, make
Thank you.
sure that you check out Heart of Mine. It's going to be available everywhere. August 8th. We want everybody to check it out,
Please.
stream it, download, support. Darrell, I want you to share your heart as we get ready to wrap. I want
Mm.
you to share your heart with the people before we get ready to get out here. In
Share
whatever
my
you
heart.
want to let them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. You know what? What I will say is make sure you're okay with being your best self. One thing I'm learning right now is not allowing people to make me feel like I didn't work for this. And
My
what we're
Lord.
good at doing is dumbing ourselves down and dimming our light to make other people feel comfortable, right? And allowing them to make us feel like we didn't put the work in and we didn't put the time in and we didn't cry enough and we didn't bleed enough and we didn't sacrifice enough. When in reality, yes, you did. You deserve to be here. You deserve to have this peace. You deserve to have this win. You deserve to have this elevation. Do not allow yourself to trick yourself out of feeling good and appreciative of the space that you have arrived to. Take it in, be in it, and do not allow anyone around you to make you feel like you shouldn't be here. You did the work. You did wait. You did fight. You did. You did it. Now, did you make a few mistakes? Sure. But still, and still, you woke up every day and you put the best, be okay with the fact that you worked and now you have fruit. That's where we at today. That's my heart in this season.
All right, guys, listen. I want you to make sure that you check out Heart of Mine, available everywhere
Please.
August 8th. We want you to follow. Darrell, give everybody your info real quick so they can keep up with you about the event in Nashville and other events coming up, all of that, Houston, all of that.
Absolutely. Follow me everywhere. It's called Music City. That's it's always been there. It's never gonna change. Music City, MUSIQ City, or Music City Walls. Either or, I'ma come up. That's me, and you'll get everything you need everywhere. Or you can go to darrelwalls.com. That too.
That too. That too.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna let you go because we could be here all day long.
Dan,
But I love you so much, so
I
incredibly
love you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
You have always been fam. I love you and your whole family. Please make sure that you give your mom and your dad
I
my
will.
love. Everybody, give everybody all of my love.
I
Um, I
will.
I appreciate you so much. Before we go, I want you to go ahead because we're about to take a listen to your latest single. Amazing. I want you to set this up and introduce it to our listeners.
Well, here is my first single by myself, Darrell Walls, Amazing, right here with my sister. Thank y'all so much, and y'all better blast it. Go ahead.